Hi everyone, this is Rise to Ways. This will be my first video on the topic of religion. This one specifically is dealing with Islam, um, some of the more violent verses that has caused a lot of the strife that we are currently seeing in the world from the entire Mujahideen, which, if you don't know what that means, it is basically all of the extremists. It is the people who are literalists in the Quran, the Surah, and I can't remember the name of the third book that they use. Um, there were there were all some great peaceful quotes within all three of the books. I will mainly be focusing on the negatives to kind of say, hey, this goes with what the Mujahideen believes. Boko Haram, ISIS, Al Qaeda, all those. Uh, Quran 3:32 says, "Obey Allah and the Messenger. But if they turn away, then indeed Allah does not like the disbelievers." All the Messenger is Muhammad, the Prophet. Basically, if they deny Islam, Allah doesn't like them. It's quite simple. How can you be a God of peace and love if you don't like someone? If you are supposed to be love, forgiveness, all that incarnate, 332 goes directly against that. Uh, same book, chapter, whatever it's called in the Quran. Uh, 328. Let not the believers take the disbelievers from their friendships in preference to believers. Whoso doeth that hath no connection with Allah, unless that ye guard yourselves against them, taking security. All that saying is, you do not make friends with non-Muslims. If they are not a Muslim, you do not befriend them unless it is to either convert them or to gain their trust. That's it. No other. You don't have friends outside of Islam. 9:5 says, "And when the sacred months have passed, then kill the polytheists wherever you find them, and capture them, and besiege them, and sit and wait for them at every ambush. But if they should repent, establish prayer, and give zakah, let them go their way. Indeed, Allah is forgiving and merciful." First off, zakah, all that means is that it's to be reminded of how Allah has blessed you, or, depending on the translation, to give Islam money, charity, basically. All the saying is, when certain months have passed, go out and kill anyone who does not believe in Allah. But how it's worded is it's worded backwards. If you kill them, you can't capture them, you can't besiege them, and you can't lay in wait to ambush them. So maybe they wrote it backwards. I'm not sure. Since this is supposedly the direct word from Allah, I will read it literally. Kill people, capture their dead bodies, besiege their dead bodies, and ambush their dead bodies. That doesn't make any sense. But this is the literal word of God, so whatever. Furthermore, if they convert to Islam, let them go. How is this is literally calling for a caliphate. But whatever. 533 says, "Indeed, the penalty for those who wage war against Allah and His Messenger and strive upon oath to cause corruption is none but that they be killed or crucified, or that their hands and feet be cut off from opposite sides, or that they be exiled from the land. That is for them the biggest disgrace in the world, and for them the hereafter is a great punishment. Basically, if you wage war against Allah, Muhammad, or, in more general sense, Islam, you are to be killed. You are to be crucified. You are to have your right or left hand and your right or left, respectively. If you have your right hand cut off, your left leg or foot, vice versa, cut off, or you are just flat out exiled. Exiled honestly seems like the least punishing, but to the caliphate, if you are exiled, that is the biggest disgrace you can face in your life. You will be in the afterlife, in heaven, hell, whatever. Most likely it's going to be hell. You will face a punishment far worse for eternity. How is this forgiving? How the very concept of hell destroys the notion of a forgiving God. It is a premise of you have committed a crime in life for something that back when the Quran was written, 60 years old was 50 or 60. That was the average. You didn't get much older than that. If you got to that, you were fucking lucky. The mortality rate, the infant mortality rate, all that was through the fucking roof. They didn't know jack shit about what we know now. Hell, if you got a fucking cut, tough, you were likely going to die. But no, if you commit a crime, or you don't turn to, in this religion, Muhammad and Allah, you will face punishments far worse than we could ever conceive of for eternity. You don't get a chance for it to stop once you die. No, it goes on forever. There is no end to it. How is this forgiving? How is this loving? How? It doesn't correlate with what those two words mean. But no, because it is God, it is just. Because it is God, it is merciful.